Welcome, 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 Flash traders, LP providers, FAF stakers, to another Flash Hour where we go over a little bit of macro crypto news and, of course, all things Flash trade. If you've ever been liquidated on a 100x short, go ahead and smash that like button and hit the retweet for us to share that out. Today, we'll be going over a lot of interesting things. A lot of alpha in today's Flash Hour with Anas and Zahib, if he ends up jumping on here. But without further ado, let's get Anas rolling in here.
Hey guys, GM.
GM. State of the trenches is always first. Genius Act. That's a
big
step.
law that got approved. Yeah. It was great to see all the crypto native folks around Trump while the law was being signed, and it's kind of the dream that everyone started back in the day when everyone wanted things to be accepted by government and all their lawmakers. So it's definitely eye-opening and exhilarating.
Yeah, everybody's talking about the Genius Act, but one thing that I think has passed by a lot of people is the Clarity Act. The Clarity Act, with the CFTC being on the oversight, really sets a lot of groundwork for DeFi and a regulatory framework. But some good, some bad. I mean, obviously, clarity is good because it gives you the framework that you wanted, right? Or the guidance that you wanted so that you could stay within regulatory compliance and things of that. So it does allow for a lot of things to come on chain, but it does definitely feel like some big actors got in there with some of the verbiage. If you read it, some of our, basically my brother from Coinbase over there, the other bald gentleman, Brian, or is it, what's his name?
Brian Armstrong.
Brian Armstrong. But yeah, other than that, all good things. I mean, obviously, this is going to propel crypto into the mainstream, and not like we didn't know that was going to happen either way. But Ethereum, wow, Ethereum's ripping and roaring. That one actually caught me off guard. I was not expecting such a dominance. It broke out against BTC dominance and Sol dominance. So.
Yep. And as I'm watching, it's having consecutive 7 green candles for the last 7 days. So it's back-to-back 7 daily green candles.
Yeah.
It's
as we speak.
It's 9.
As we speak. 44 billion in futures options open interest. That's pretty wild. I don't know about you, but it feels like, I know it says that at the bottom there, but it definitely feels like alt season. And Ethereum seems to always lead that, but it definitely feels like alt season's here. Maybe a little short pullback, but then I think it's full blown because the market makers can't help themselves. They see all that liquidity down below and they want to go capture that. But the other cool thing. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say it's the on-chain season. That's it. And the on-chain season is going to go a lot longer than anyone can, get an estimate of it.
Yeah, that's a good question. One of the interesting things I keep hearing floated again, because let's be clear, I've heard this like every cycle, but a super cycle this time where the adoption rate is so high that at this point the pullback is not. It's not going to be like in previous halvings.
It all depends on the market's greed and the conditions of liquidity overall. Every cycle we seem to stretch it a lot than we can cover, and it certainly seems this cycle we also going to stretch it out because a lot of institutions are pulling on, and there seems to be an interesting play where people are opening this companies where they are taking a loan on behalf of their crypto holdings to get more money to just put back into the crypto itself. So yeah, an interesting leverage situation going ahead with a lot of private companies raising money to buy more crypto.
Almost like LoopScale. They're just looping their crypto. ProShares launches leveraged Solana ETF. That ETF was at the this is the yield bearing one as well, I believe, right? I think you might not know, but I believe they also were able to get staking involved in that one. Maybe it's could have been another one, but that's pretty huge. I mean, Ethereum's trying to do that right now, and if this gets approved before Ethereum, that's actually quite large for Solana. That's a huge bullish signal for Solana, and of course, Solana recaptures the 190. So,
yeah.
Actually, to be honest, it almost hit 200 just today. So.
It's in terms of whatever we see on the blockchains, it's more about how much of a network value they generate, and we are happy to see Solana capturing a lot of those on-chain volumes, and the higher volumes and network capacity and the revenues we create on blockchain, it will certainly boost the value of those underlying blockchain tokens, irrespective of institutions coming in or not. The demand and the usage will propel the valuations of everything there is.
Yeah, totally agree. And the other thing that keep seeing is that Solana just keeps chunking away at stablecoin holdings, at RWA. I mean, all metrics are up. That's for sure. FireDancer validator client upgrade in Q4. That's a big one.
Yep. What we were seeing was a different version of FireDancer being run by a certain number of nodes, which was called FrankenDancer, and it was a precursor of FireDancer full version. And I think it's certainly going to launch around the breakpoint or at the breakpoint with the full client. And then we will have like four different clients syncing the same blockchain. And the more client diversity, the better the health of the network.
Yeah. Oh man, can't wait for FireDancer. Op and Glow too. I'm super excited about Op and Glow.
That's a different beast.
Yeah, but that's a different animal, and who knows when that'll be implemented, because that's a full consensus mechanism upgrade, right?
See, overall, it's more about going in stepwise fashion, and that is how Solana is taking all the improvements in, and we're happy to see it's punching way higher than its weight, and yeah, interesting to watch everything coming in line to make sure the network supremacy remains with Solana in terms of the speed and the latency, and we having a roadmap which we are continuing increasing, and it's certainly very good for the protocols as well, because we don't need to jump anywhere else. And yeah, I think we have Zoe joining here with the BAM.
Well, for sure. That's taken over all of the Solana ecosystem the last couple hours, since Jito announced BAM. And yeah, it's been going crazy. Like, it's just a dog right now. But the amount of hope that it brings back to the ecosystem to kind of put up a fighting front, especially for TERPs and like low latency systems, is like quite crazy. And yeah, we're back to the era of TEEs, trusted execution environments, which have been like quite a thing for us in terms of on-demand oracles, just-in-time oracles, and the way. So yeah, finally, there's some good stuff for us to expand into alongside our ephemeral roll-up stint with Magic Blocks. So yeah, really excited to see what it all bring through, and that literally changes the state of trenches on Solana. We've just got something to fight for, at least for now, and that's exciting to see.
And I think I just want you to highlight what Pyth is going to do with BAM. That is certainly a very bullish case for us.
Oh, for sure. I mean, right now it's in the docs. Like, we are yet to see how much it materializes. But as the discussions that we've had early on, in terms of pushing all of the prices at like sub-second latency, that's something we have achieved today with like burning a huge amount of SOL. Like, we literally spend a ton of SOL every day just to make sure that oracles are updated in time. Like, the frequency of update lot, especially in deterring scalpers. Otherwise, scalpers just go haywire. They see the price that they don't pay, then they are able to arb it on exchanges like Flash and Jupiter, Drene, all of that. So the biggest advantage that we have against that is to kind of be the first to update an oracle in each block. And what BAM offers for oracles from Pyth is that they can have an on-demand, just-in-time oracle update. Like if you need it in this block, the first transaction that goes through in a sequence of transaction would be an Oracle update. So this kind of saves us the infra cost of having to update the oracles at a regular frequency before anyone can come in and arb. So that's a very interesting take. We've had discussions of this on-demand pusher internally to save costs, but it never materialized because it breaks composability. There's like so much more people depend on your APIs as the source for doing anything. So it kind of goes a bit of an antithesis to permissionlessness. Now, BAM allows that functionality without necessarily compromising on decentralization by having a TEE in place and a set of validators which are experimental for now. But yeah, this kind of gives us a lot of edge on experimenting and reducing latency in the near term. Alpenglow and all of that stuff comes in later. Even fire dancer associated changes would affect. But like this is something we've got in prod, not like fully functional yet. But yeah, like this is like a whole lot for builders to kind of go in and cook something out to reduce latency as a tangible result for now.
Amazing. We're definitely going to get back in there. I got a few questions, but just in a flash overview, the total volume's at 16.2, another 100 million under the belt. Total rev distributed 114K. So anybody staking their FAF is definitely enjoying that. This $1.47 or 37 cents is actually higher now. We've hit an all-time high for FLP1, 144. So yeah, we're cooking. Now, the other thing is the best value on Solana as far as flash trade, ultra low fees. So I did a little research over the weekend and went to Ranger Finance's dashboard. And you could see that Flash does have the lowest fees. That is not including the, if you stake your FAF, you do get a fee discount. So that is pretty cool. I mean, and on top of the fee discount, I mean, then we're really cooking and far below the competition. So that's always really good to see. And anybody who wants to rip that, just hit me in DM and I can get that to you. All right, now moving on. What did we get done this week? This is always Anas's favorite segment, so I'll let you take it from here.
No worries. Yeah, it was a huge winning week where we first of all conquered a listing pump, which is a token 22 extension token, and it required some interesting changes that we were capable of delivering in less than 48 hours. I'm very proud of the team that they could, ship it at such insane speeds of it going live. And the next thing is we have also changed the epoch VP structure for this epoch, and it is live and kicking in. And we can already see these changes live on the leaderboard where a lot of non-stake FAF users are accruing VP while they're trading and doing stuff on Flash Trade. And it's great to see, people being rewarded just to use Flash. And we want to do this more to attract people on Flash. And yeah, very excited to also see FLP3, which is the DeFi LP token on Flash on LoopScale with the leverage. Yeah. And we also increased the LoopScale also increased the leverage on FLP1. It's about 8x right now. It's one of the highest leverage you can get on FLP1 using LoopScale. I'm just going to check the amount of leverage they are giving us. Oh, it's about 6.7%. So very neat upgrade from LoopScale team. Shout out to them. And yeah, we are also giving a multiplier on your voltage point. So there is a 2x boost on all the VP that is being generated from your looping activities on LoopScale.
Yeah. 2x leverage on
And
LoopScale and for the VP, and then 2.5x for Sandglass. So don't forget Sandglass.
it's 1.5x on Sunglass. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
1.5x.
It's 1.5x.
I apologize.
Yeah.
And then just to reiterate, all traders are now earning VP. All traders.
Yep.
Okay, that means anybody who comes to the platform are now, as long as they register, are now earning VP.
As long as you register, you would be earning VP, which will convert to FAF at the end of the epoch, which happens on 15th of every month. And the next thing is, we are working on Degen mode, which is one of the highest possible leverages on chain that's going to unlock basically on Flash. And we are also working on exciting animations for you to, when you turn on the mode, you'll be having very interesting experience on Flash. And Degen mode is under works. Also, there are some interesting developments which we would try to cover in the next slide. But overall, this was a very, very worthwhile week in terms of what we have done and what has to come.
Yeah, agreed. It was an eventful week. And if you wanted to get caught up on the VP, we do have a short video for you by the janitor, the head of custodial services here. This is my favorite slide. Okay, so I wanted to get into, we have been working tirelessly to get the FLP feed up. What is coming with Camino Multiply?
Yep. Right now, the FLP1 feed on Pyth is live, and we are happy to share the feed with a lot of partners, including Camino, which is one of the biggest partners coming on board to get FLP1 looping on Camino, as well as we are in talks with MarginFi and Carrot Finance. So all of this would contribute to larger TVLs, which would contribute to larger sizes being opened on Flash. And in that direction, we are also working to reduce the fees on Flash, because with Degen mode, we want people to trade more and we want them to be happening at the cheapest fee possible. And we are happy to see the improvements that are happening on Solana, which unlocks all these interesting developments and the reduction in fees when you use Flash. For the next things, I'm going to ask Zohaib to cover up, which is March Engine V2 and Magic Blocks. He's been working a lot on these, and I don't want to just be in between blocks.
For sure. Thanks for the handoff, and yeah, shout out to Camino guys as well. We have a PR up to kind of have the FLP feed fetching taken care of. So yeah, excited to see more developments on that in the following week. Margin Engine V2 and Magic Blocks integration for Flash. These two things have been keeping us up late at nights and kind of putting in all the work required for it. One of the things that we have come to conclude of late is that Margin Engine V2 is an all-encompassing beast. And as we listed Pump, we kind of stumbled upon a few limitations, which again blew us a bit because of so much disparity between Devnet and Mainnet. So we highlighted this to the ANZ devs, and it's more or less like an onus of what happened in the past before ANZA was even born. So there's a feature gate activation, which was termed as doubling the account limit in a transaction. This is different from all of the recent updates that we have had on the transaction V2 or transaction V0 updates that we have had on Solana, and the increase in block limits. So there's a limit known as the maximum accounts a single transaction can index, or like it's not about writing or doing anything. The number of unique accounts that you can pass to a single transaction is limited to 64. That's 64 on mainnet, and it's sadly the double 128 on devnet. That happened because of a divergent feature gate activation from maybe like 18 months ago. So it kind of messed up our structure a bit. Like we're seeing stuff go through fine on devnet, and when you come to mainnet and want to test it out, it just doesn't work. And after a lot of digging and a lot of discussions with the devs at Anza, we just got to a realization that, okay, this can't be rolled back. So devs just got to deal with it. So these disparities kind of make us work a bit harder to get what we want with Margin Engine V2 as the ultimate engine, which allows us to list an unlimited number of assets, like expanding and up to a staggering 200 assets that you can trade on Flash. But yeah, like all of the incremental changes building up to it have been like going super fine. Degen mode would already bring in a lot of these changes to the front. And with the final tweaks to it, I think we should be good to have the second Futarchy proposal and the final deployments in line over the following week. So we'll have a good structure for that once we kind of get around all of these account limits and kind of solve to scale the protocol in good ways. Because in a lot of ways, we can do stuff which just breaks FLP integrations and all of the other stuff. So we got to make sure that we are able to scale the protocol while retaining all the current integrations and all of the current features that we offer at Flash. So it kind of
Yeah.
boils it all together, and I'm just excited to kind of start testing it out with the team on Devnet while we kind of fight around the borrow checker and also the Solana runtime ghosts, and kind of finally have it be ready for production. So that's the quick update on Margin Engine V2. And I think I'm running short on time, but yeah, Magic Block again is on a similar note. So
Got plenty of time,
Margin Engine
unless you
V2.
got some ready.
Absolutely. Like the whole idea with us, with all of the features, is to kind of have IBRL in its real sense. So Margin Engine V2 increases the bandwidth that we can offer in terms of assets, and Magic Block, as always, reduces latency. So that's where we were. Magic Block, we've got to have a quick discussions with the team. So we are kind of more oriented towards having like a whiteboard session together, finding out bottlenecks, and kind of building alongside. Magic Blocks needs a bit of a tweaks to their infra. We need to kind of make a little bit of changes to our program structure to kind of make the best use of Magic Blocks in its current sense. And since now we have like a lot more complicated structure of supporting multiple token types, even with token 22 and all, it's an idea that we want to have where we don't just scale the current capabilities of Flash with Magic Blocks and the lower latency updates that we can get with Magic Blocks going up to 50 milliseconds, but we also want to have the flexibility of building on top of what we've got. So think other books being built on Flash and the final ultimate vision that we have. So that's what we are working on in terms of finalizing the vision. And Magic Blocks have also kind of released the Magic Router update recently, which kind of
Hmm.
solves a very big problem for us, where you don't need to relay transactions to Mainnet RPC and the Magic Blocks RPC. So a lot of client-related infra has been all cleaned up, so it's like more ready to kind of be rolled out. But yeah, like before we even get to that stage, we are in the process of making sure the underlying engine first serves the purpose right now and is also
Yeah.
scalable to a lot bigger thing and the bigger vision in the future.
And to be clear, Margin Engine is the core of like Flash trades. So like you have to understand that is I think for the viewers, you have to understand that is like pivotal. It is the most important and largest upgrade that has happened to Flash. Flash trade. The interesting thing, as I said, I had a question earlier. I wanted to know how from your side, how this new development with BAM makes you think about the Flash trade as a whole, with Margin Engine, Magic Block, coming together with potentially BAM as well.
Well, to be honest, it's a bit too early to comment on this, but yeah, like this is just still running in our heads, because we just got to kind of skill through or kind
It's
of
literally
BAM just
today,
dropped.
so I'll give you a
It's
pass on that
literally
one.
not even an hour has passed.
Absolutely, and we're already in talks with the Jito team. Like it's something we just ping up right away because we were really looking out for it. Like we had some information on that this block auction markets are going to come out, but yeah, like we um the issue with even realizing the full potential of BAM is that it's a concept still. Like
Yeah,
it's
conceptual for sure.
it shall be rolled out. And that's where we got the first stint with, okay, on-demand oracles. That's a great thing for us. The thing with Oracle updates is that the faster updates we have, the lower the fee could go. So one of the things that's caught up even for now is like fees in Flash is a function of how profitable could the LPs be, and it's kind of always a battle between how cheapest could we be while making sure the LPs don't take a hit. You just don't get to be a beating box for nothing. So that's
Yeah,
one of the
of
biggest
course.
troubles that we've had. The
Hmm.
faster Oracle updates just allow us to lower the fee, which impacts a trader in the most direct sense, which would eventually mean we serve more volumes by being the best avenue to trade perpetuals. So that is one thing. Like if we have the on-demand Oracle thing scale with BAM, we for one, like one of the wins for the team would be we got to spend less but achieve a higher uptime or kind of lower latency in Oracle
Be awesome.
updates, translating to a lower fee, which is going to be great. And with Degen mode, that would still mean people could use the highest leverage, not just across Texas but also centralized exchanges. No one offers 500x or a number which is higher than what we've got. I don't know if I'm allowed to leak the the Degen mode leverages, but yeah, like it's going to be one of the highest. Like that's for sure. So BAM allows us to not just scale the amount of margin we can offer, but also offer it at a competitive fee. So that's an immediate advantage that we see. But talking of margin engine V2 and magic blocks, let's say if you're able to combine them with BAM, then one of the biggest troubles we had in terms of ordering the transactions with magic blocks goes away. Now BAM would necessarily kind of allow us to sequence our transactions in a very particular order, which was possible with bundles, but now BAM makes it possible for us to add a custom logic to it. Now, this might benefit CLOBs in a good way, with Drift also kind of making benefits, prioritizing cancels, which was a big feature on Hyperliquid, for instance. So CLOBs
Mm.
do get that advantage, which we can which we can take inspiration from, and like kind of design our upcoming final version of order books on over the Flash pool in a better way. That's one thing which BAM kind of opens the doors to, but also like
Yeah.
innovative design ideas in terms of what kind of other mechanisms we can have in terms of potentially having funding or any other primitive that wasn't earlier possible because of no guarantee of sequencing on chain. So this is where BAM opens up the doors to a lot more than what we've got, and we'll certainly be on the forefront of it, of trying out new stuff and delivering whatever adds the most value to Flash in the
For sure,
fastest
for
way
sure.
possible.
For sure.
The
And basically, we love trying out new stuff, and that is what keeps us building Flash with, no, by being fully bootstrapped. The reason why we built Flash was we love building hard stuff. And now with this slide that we recently added, which is Road to $1 trillion daily trading volume, which is our dream that we certainly look forward to fulfill as soon as possible with the technological improvements that we are looking at. And it's not about what we have right now, it's all about what we can do with things that are coming up. And with our core understanding of technology and our experiences, is what gives us this way to pull off much more better punches towards things that are much harder to build. And certainly, like, we all know what order books are capable of, and we are not shy enough to say that, okay, order books are much more efficient. They are efficient, and the reason why we didn't go it in the first start was Solana was not capable of handling those things. It was very hard to build an order book on Solana, and we have seen countless teams failing to do so. Even if we are talking about Drift, they have done so much hard work for more than 4 to 5 years now, with almost
yeah.
more than $60 million in funding to get to where they are. So it's not an easy task, and they have been trying to chew it off. And even with our experience before Flash, we used to work very close in hand with the team at Mango, who actually, started this game of on-chain perpetual trading. To be honest, like, if we go back to the genesis on perpetual trading on Solana. It was Mango who started, and all these engines that we are seeing right now alive are actually taking much of their inspiration from Mango, although no one would be, openly saying this today. But we all know, back in like watching the tech and watching the code, we all know there is certainly a lot of inspiration and a lot of things being, I won't say copy, but I would say inspired from Mango's Genesis code, which is Mango V1, V2, and V3. And we certainly have learned a lot from them. And the reason why we had a pool-to-peer mechanism was because of the latency problems on Solana that everyone is shouting about. But with the things coming out in line to decrease the latency and make things much more efficient, we certainly will not shy back and not go ahead with the order book route. Is the reason why we have this slide, and we really wanted to deep dive into the roadmap that we are going ahead with. Basically, the idea at Flash is the FLP pool has performed phenomenally well, and as a market maker, it is a very profitable market making, vault, if you want to say it in that direction. And even if you compare with HLP, GLP, GLP, any of the pools, you can certainly see the outperformance of FLP and the PNL that it has accrued. So we certainly see a model where there is a matching engine which chooses between the order book and the FLP pool. And depending on the best performance and the best fill, the matching engine will choose to fill with that in that, ER. Sorry, did I just cut off? Yeah.
No. All good. So what we are trying to get to with this system is the pool, FLP pool, becomes the backstop liquidity. That's always going to support traders. And if a market maker is to come and quote, let's say if you have a CLOB system, the system would then mean that the orders are aggregated between the pool and the CLOB, which means makers would have to outcompete the CLOB. Or the underlying pool. So if a maker is or offering a more aggressive trade to people who are coming in on trading on Flash, then it makes sense. All right, they're kind of forcing makers to operate more efficiently and kind of lower the spreads. So there's a default spread that the pool operates with, and if a maker is outperforming the pool, then they get the order flow. So yeah, it's gonna be an order flow wars, which are coming anytime soon. Like it's out
sure,
there. The
sure.
writing is on the wall, and it just kind
Yep.
of it's just a matter of time of who comes out as the winner. Even as Kyle Samani noted, like after the BAM update, now's the time for, like, it takes us one step closer to CLOBs on Mainnet, which is like a bit of extrapolation perhaps, but yeah. That's where we stand today. Like a lot of competition heating up, and we just love it like that at Flash.
Yeah, competition's what breeds innovation. So it also lights a fire under every dev's butt. So, but the road to $1 trillion is the cool part. So one way that you explained it to me before, just to make it perfectly clear, because you mentioned AMM and CLOB, right? One thing just to make it clear for everybody who's in the most simplistic term is that the AMM, if the market maker can beat, like the CLOB can beat the AMM, then they're able to fill the order, right?
Max, one thing I just want to add is a lot of people think the FLP pool is like an AMM pool. It is not an AMM pool. It basically uses the price, on-chain price, to fill your orders directly with a certain fees. There is nothing like an AMM happening on FLP. FLP is a market making vault which uses an oracle price from Pyth to match your orders when you open on Flash. There is nothing like AMM happening where the price discovery happens and where you can push the price in a different direction and the pool imbalances. It does not happen like that on Flash. The pool remains intact, and the people taking positions against it are fulfilled against the pool. So it does not work like an AMM. If it was to be working like an AMM, there would be huge impermanent loss, and it would never be as profitable as it is today, where it is, beating both Bitcoin and Solana in terms of year-to-date performance.
Yes.
It's not automated, but let's say it's algorithmic Oracle-based market maker at the end. So, yeah, difficult to put it in a simple term.
So the backstop though is that, or that's going to be taking if the market maker, so the market maker gets first dibs, or the vault is picking up. Which one's happening first?
So it's decided by the
makers.
matching engine.
Yeah,
basically.
matching. It's more or less like an aggregator. We have the source which determines like what would be the best route to go, and even now, like their experimental stuff, like even Ranger Finance, for instance, they've done a good job in terms of aggregating all of the different sources. They kind of aggregate over CLOBs as well as pull-to-peer systems like Flash and Jupyter. So it's a good validation that okay, aggregators kind of serve a better purpose because as a trader at the end all you care about is getting the best fill. So that would be the idea. What comes first or next is irrelevant unless until the final gets the best fill. So
Yeah.
that's the idea that you're kicking off with, and FLP is just the backstop for.
Yeah, me personally as a user of perpetuals, like I don't think users should get into understanding if it is being run through a CLOB or an automated FLP engine. It's more about the best fill that you get on the market when you want to open a trade. And I'm certainly very happy to see Flash is capable of doing that, and it is just going to do much better in the coming months. And if there is a market maker who wants to outperform and give a much better fill, they will have an option using Flash's order book. So it's all about having the right tech and then using that to build the right kind of stuff, not front running and burning a lot of dollars to make that thing happen, because we certainly are a fully bootstrapped company and we will definitely look into best technology there is for us to make our survivability and the future much stronger and better, and that is what we're going to do always.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to round this off with the final thoughts as well as some questions here. If you have any questions for us, now is the time to drop it in the comments, or maybe if you're in Discord, let us know your thoughts or your questions, and we'll do our best to answer them here. Anas, did you see anything that looked interesting?
I need to check my Discord. I don't think there is anything.
Let me finally yeah, let me finally max. Yeah, 1000x is just called instant liquidation. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have any questions here. I'm just waiting for any to roll in. 1 trillion, LOL. If you make 100 million daily, happy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the 1 trillion's it's kind of like the big ask, and also we're projecting it into the universe.
It's not even an ask. You can check the exchanges that we have right now. There is CME, there is Nasdaq, and there is other exchanges that are actually doing these kinds of volumes. And if we are able to serve these volumes, it's possible with the latencies that we are trying to work towards. It's all about making our goal and the mission statement as clear as possible of what we really want to build. We are not building just for the crypto users. We are building for any user who wants to trade anything. And we are not aligning ourselves with the on-chain meta. We are trying to build a technology that basically opens the trading vaults for anyone. Like anyone would be able to provide liquidity and earn the yield from it. Anyone would be able to trade anything. It depends on, like, imagine if you believe pure water index is going to go up, you can go on Flash and you can long the pure water index. So that is the mission statement, and we really want to be very clear about it. And how that unlocks is by making things that are right now, it seems a lot of people might think it's impossible, and I'm seeing some messages in Discord, but back even just 2-3 years ago, seeing even $20 million volume on chain was epic.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just
Oh,
like
the
a normal
milestone.
thing.
Yeah, that's so true. I was here for that. Unfortunately, it was rough days for sure. Low liquidity to say the least. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I think people short term.
You just need to broaden your horizon,
Yeah.
the horizon view, and aim for better,
have a more
bigger
long-term
things.
view, and that's what we're trying to do here at Flash. We're not like you said, we're not building for the next fad or the next CT zeitgeist, but we're building for the future. So but with that, we greatly appreciate you joining Flash Hour, and of course you can always find us in the Discord. We constantly post things on Twitter if you're looking for any alpha, and of course follow, like, retweet, all the good stuff. But other than that, everybody, like always, I'll see you in the markets.